let's just have a little play. You know, it does still feel like an AMG car. It doesn't just feel like I've jumped into a slow and sluggish C-Class with an AMG badge slapped onto it. Hey guys, welcome to another video and welcome to the inside of my brand new Mercedes C43 AMG Facelift. Now, I've collected the car, it's almost been a week now, but I've not actually driven it too much. I did do a very long journey obviously on the way home, just shy of 300 miles from Plymouth all the way back up to Manchester. I mean, that's all, it was all, you know, boring motorway miles, just kind of getting used to the car and having to fiddle about with all the tech inside, because it's a bit of a, not exactly old, but it is a bit of a tech fest, even for myself. I'm driving in a city centre right now, so yeah, not exactly country roads or anything like that, but this is probably where this car is a bit more grown up than my previous CLA 45. You know, it can just eat up the miles and it's just very, very comfortable, drama free when you want it to be. But do you know what, this car's surprised me on so many different levels. If anything, I'm more than happy with it, happier than I thought I'd be, both in terms of the looks of the car. In an ideal world I would have gone for a coupe, but you know, this one just kind of had everything that I was looking for, and you know, swings and roundabouts. But no, especially in this black on black colour scheme on the outside, the car does look quite good. I've already started doing a few bits and pieces to it, and there'll be lots of things that I'll be doing. Plus, chances are I'm going to wrap this car as well at some point in the near future. But you know, first impressions, this cabin is such a nice place to be. It's a big step up from my previous car, just right from even, you know, the steering wheel. So you've got full-blown AMG steering wheel in this. You didn't get that in, so I didn't have an AMG steering wheel in my CLA 45. I kind of had like the poverty spec, so it was just the basic wheel, and then in general a new way to kind of control the different aspects of the car with all these various touchpads. If anything, there's a lot going on. I still haven't quite figured out what everything does in this car. I'm still learning. You know, there are 4 different ways to control pretty much the exact same thing. You've got the traditional rotary control pad down here. You've got the touchscreen, or yeah, the touchscreen finger pad where you kind of draw on it. I don't use that. I've never really used that before. I don't think I'll ever use that. And then these little tiny black squares, which kind of, they are a bit on the small side, but I'm just told they just take a bit of getting used to. And you know, you've got the one on the left which controls the now longer screen yet narrower screen on the left, and then the touchpad on the right controls the various displays on the virtual AMG display. I'm not sure what they call it actually. Obviously Audi call theirs the virtual cockpit. What AMG call theirs, I'm not sure. Which brings me on to the next thing. What did I spec in my C43 AMG? Quite different to my previous car in the fact that this has got pretty much everything on it. Let's start with the main thing, the Premium Plus pack. In the UK it's around £4,000. I'll double check numbers when I edit the video. With that you get the latest Mercedes-Benz command system, not to be confused with MBUX. That's not yet in these cars. You'll find that in the well, you find that in the new A-Class and the next generation of CLA and whatnot, you know, with the long screens at the kind of on the dash. Got the advanced nav as well. You get the memory seat package, which you can see kind of down on the side here. Fully adjustable memory seats, heated seats as well. You get the interior ambient light package, which is kind of, it's that, you know, whole 64 different colours to control, you know, the interior light settings, which obviously you don't really notice in the daytime, but at night it does look very nice. Currently got mine set to purple, which I think is the best colour. We're still talking within the Premium Plus package here. You get this lovely panoramic. Oh.
A few moments later.
It's very big. It's 2 panels. I think in the coupe it's just a singular panel, and I've never had a panoramic sunroof before, so it's a nice little addition. You also get the upgraded Burmester sound system. So you've got, I think there's three tiers. You've got the kind of the standard music system, the mid-range, and then the Burmester at the very top, which I'd play something, but I think everything I've got on my phone is just going to be copyright, so you'll have to take my word for it, and it does sound very, very good. Again, there's quite a lot of adjustability with it, so if you are a bit of an audiophile, you can, you know, have a tamper with that, and it's brilliant. This virtual cockpit that I've been talking about earlier, that's also part of the, I think it's part of the Premium Plus package or the Premium package, because on my spec list it didn't, you know, they didn't charge me for it. Although I know it's not a standard option. When I was looking for cars, quite a few of them did just have kind of the normal analog dials, which, you know, a lot of cars are going into this kind of next generation digital displays and things like that, and I just think for resale value in a couple of years time, most people will be looking for this full AMG display, because I know I was. So I think that's pretty much it within the Premium Plus package. I might have missed a few bits out, I'll double check. In terms of other bits and pieces, exterior bits, upgraded 19-inch multi-spoke satin black alloys. I think they look very nice against the obviously the obsidian black, which is a metallic paint option. That's £400. Thinking what else? Oh, how could I forget the all-important option, which you just have to have, and that is the performance exhaust. Probably worthy mentioning that if you buy the coupe, the performance exhaust does come as standard. Don't know why, but that's I think it's between £800 and £900. But like I said, you know, at the very start, it actually does transform the car. You know, this in comfort mode is so quiet and doesn't make any noise, and like I said, it's just like a comfortable cruiser, very grown up. And then, you know, you switch into Sport Plus with the exhaust on, and it's, you know, it's I can't even really say it's a baby C43, because I think it's even closer to that. It's a lot more usable, obviously 4-wheel drive in this car, almost 400 horsepower. So over the pre-facelift, they've added 30 horsepower, so it's now 390-ish, 395. So, you know, the difference between the pre-facelift and this facelift is absolutely massive. You know, normally when brands kind of do like a little update, it's quite small, whereas this has completely changed. You know, the look of the car, how it drives, how it feels. Right, the fun button though. Sport, do you know what? I just go straight to Sport Plus and lob it into manual. Let's do that. Generally, when I'm driving spiritedly, I like using the paddles. I know a lot of people that don't. They kind of just leave it in the sport mode and let the car do all the shifting. But for me, I just feel like, you know, you've kind of paid for part of it, you might as well use all of it. Plus, I just like having that control. So it is interesting to note that this is not a double clutch system like my CLA 45. It's now a 9-speed automatic. Let's just which, you know what, there's good and bad points. In comfort mode, it's very, very good. So much better than in the CLA45. The gearbox in comfort mode in that was absolutely unusable. You know, like you'd come up to a junction or anything like that, and it was just so slow and sluggish. I always had to switch into manual, whereas I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that with this car. However, on the downside, when you are in, you know, the sporty settings, you're in manual, because it's not a double clutch, it doesn't shift as fast, and it is noticeable. So it depends on what kind of driver you are, but it's not bad. The next thing that actually surprised me was how good this car actually sounds. So in terms of engine size, it is a step up. It's a 3-litre bi-turbo V6, which is, you know, it's pretty impressive compared to the fact that, you know, the 45s had 2-litre 4-cylinder engines, and yeah, they were very, you know, they had some very loud pops and crackles dialed in, which kind of helped. But in terms of, you know, the actual sound of the engine just in idle and just as you accelerate through the power band wasn't great. I'm yet to figure out how much of the sound in this car is actually piped in through the speakers. I've never experienced that before, and it's weird. I mean, I'll try and demonstrate it for you, but you know, you even get turbo whoosh, and I'm not sure if that's fake or not. I'm yet to kind of stand outside the car and hear it in sport mode. Probably have to get someone to do that, but no, let's just have a little play. I think it is in the real world not as quick as the 45, just because, you know, it is a heavier car. Gearbox is noticeably slower, but you know, you still get some decent noises. It does still feel like an AMG car. It doesn't just feel like I've jumped into a slow and sluggish C-Class with an AMG badge slapped onto it. I mean, obviously when you're driving in Sport Plus mode, yeah, the fuel tank will empty pretty quick. Although I'm quite impressed with how economical it was on, you know, like a completely you know, long distance journey, motorway miles, and kind of sticking to the speed limit. So I was doing 70 the whole way back from Plymouth, journey just shy of 300 miles, and I managed 37 miles per gallon, which is pretty damn impressive, to be fair. You do still get the pops and bangs, but not in first gear. I think that's because, you know, they've introduced a there's in the EU now, because of more emissions regulations and things like that, the next generation of AMG cars are going to be quieter. I know the new CLA45 isn't as loud as, you know, the one that I had. Anyway guys, these are my first impressions of the car. There's going to be loads and loads of content on this, so, you know, if there's anything you guys want to know about this car, or even still, you know, about the CLA45, do comment down below. Also what you'd like to see next. There's a lot to talk about with this, actually. You know, not just tech wise, but how the car behaves, and kind of the gap it kind of now fills. You know, not everyone's looking for the full-blown C43, and not everyone wants, you know, the smallest AMG, or they want something a bit more practical. But yeah, as always guys, thanks for watching.